Mac Jones was
Had
two for three for 19 yards.
So you're saying I could make it in the NFL?
That's
Got it.
fucking nuts.
I just had to complete 2 passes.
What is going on, guys? Week 14 of the NFL season is here, and once again, I am joined by Ben. Ben, week 14 of the NFL season, and as much as I hate to say it, I haven't told you this yet, you're in the lead. 140 to 138 is the current score for Nick's picks. I did not do all that well last week. I only got one main pick right, and it was the Cowboys beating the Saints. The Giants couldn't beat the Dolphins. I didn't get my fuck it with the Rams beating, or with the Jaguars beating the Rams. And the Bills could not overcome 30-mile-an-hour winds to outrun the New England Patriots. I didn't think, when picking that game, I thought it was going to be Josh Allen versus Mac Jones, not the Patriots' run game versus Buffalo's run game. I'd have picked the Patriots if that were the case. But 30-mile-an-hour winds, what can you do? It's week 14 of the NFL season. You're finally up, and how you doing?
Ironically, if I picked Tampa and didn't go with my heart, I could have been up by 4. But you know what? I gave you a little bit. So the fact that I'm up by 2, honestly,
the fact that I went through a week in which you picked the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to lose to the Atlanta Falcons, and you still scored more points than me, pisses me off. Like I said in the last video, guys, there are some newer videos to be coming. This is going to be another, it's not this week, but eventually, guys, eventually, new videos will be coming. Stay tuned. Some tier lists and, whatnot. But we start week 14 with the game of the week, and my game of the week is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the defending Super Bowl champ, going up against my preseason Super Bowl pick, the Buffalo Bills. And now Buffalo,
how you doing?
If they don't win the Super Bowl, I don't really care all that much. I'm not a Buffalo fan by any means, but I'd like to see them do it. That'd be kind of cool. This is a tough time to be playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I really think that this is probably the lowest morale that the Buffalo Bills have had in the last 2 seasons, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers are just on another hot streak, which who didn't see that coming.
Don't remind me.
It's hard to say it, but I do think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers get a win here, and with this win, I think I'm going to end up losing out on my AFC East pick because it does look like the New England Patriots are going to run away with this division after a big win last week, and now the Buffalo Bills have to go against Tampa Bay, so 35-27, I do have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beating the Buffalo Bills. I'd be okay with getting this one wrong, honestly. I would be okay with it, but I have to go with the smart pick. I'm down 2 now.
And my game of the week is going to be a divisional showdown. Round 2, Cardinals, Rams. And look, I'm right there with you. I mean, if the Rams don't win or make a Super Bowl, it doesn't affect me. It might affect my dad. It is what it is. But they got a little bit of a freebie against Jacksonville, so only Jacksonville can beat your Super Bowl pick, so I'm okay with that. But I am sticking to my guns. I'm sticking to my guns that the Rams can compete with better teams in the league, and I'm having, for the first time, at least I can remember for this season, both these teams scoring 30 or more points. I'll get more time by 2 point, but I have the Rams winning this one 34-30 over the Arizona Cardinals. I think I can go with that, but these 2 teams, what more can you say about them?
Now, I was going to do this for my game of the week as well, but you picked it first. And I was going to say the Arizona Cardinals are probably the quietest 10-2 team in league history. There's nobody talking about them.
They're the best team.
Kyler Murray finally came back last week. He only had 100 and some odd yards, but he had 2 rushing touchdowns along with 2 passing touchdowns. The offense just all around, they're very quiet, but they're a very good team. We move on to the upset of the week. Now, last week I had the Dallas Cowboys beating the New Orleans Saints, and that actually did manage to happen. They finally got a little bit of their stride back after an embarrassing Thanksgiving Day loss to a struggling Las Vegas Raider team. Now, they go up against the Washington football team, who is not struggling by any means. They're on a 4-game winning streak and also quietly doing so. Barely eking out a couple wins here and there. They barely got a win last week against those said Las Vegas Raiders. But I think they can beat the Dallas Cowboys. And here's the reason. Washington's defense is phenomenal. I mean, we knew this. We knew this going into the season. But this Dallas offense is literally the only thing carrying this Dallas team because their defense just atrocious. So I do think that if this Washington defense can do a decent job at slowing down this Dallas offense, I really think Heineke and this Washington offense can put up enough points to beat the Dallas Cowboys. I have them winning this game 27-24 over Dallas. This will put Washington one game, I believe, maybe a game and a half, behind Dallas in the NFC East. And I said this last week when I said that Philly was starting to suck and that Dallas was really going to start choking the NFC East, but then Philly ended up losing to the New York Giants. So I was like, okay, Dallas is fine for the rest of the season. Well, I completely didn't see the fact that Washington is on a 4-game winning streak going strong, and if they win this game, they are right back in it with Dallas. And I think they have another game at Dallas.
One game behind.
And I do think they have another game at Dallas after this. So this one being at home, it would be huge for Washington to win it 27-24. Hopefully they can get it done because I hope Dallas loses.
All right, my upset, I went back and forth with a few of them. I was tempted to go, the one time I have no way of thinking Detroit's going to win. They fucking beat Minnesota on a last-second touchdown. Fuck me.
That was
and
crazy.
I was like,
that was a crazy play.
Which honestly, even if you took away that the Detroit Lions, first off, they looked like they won the Super Bowl in that locker room. It was fucking crazy. But as much as I wanted to pick them against, I think they played Denver, I'm not, only because it's still Detroit. Watch I say that they'll win like 30-0. I am picking another terrible team, but they have the greatest coach to ever live, Urban Meyer. You know what? He always has to tell his team.
They failed me last week.
Well, maybe I had to pick Jacksonville. Maybe that's why.
Okay.
But either way, I am picking Jacksonville over the division rival Tennessee Titans. I am having them beating Tennessee 24-21 because Urban Meyer is the greatest quarterback. He's the greatest coach to ever live because all he has to say is, hey, guys, just grind this one out. I do it at the bar all the time.
I appreciate it, Ben. I'm down too. I appreciate that pick. All right, moving on to our fan picks of the week. Ben will have the Atlanta Falcons going up against the Carolina Panthers. I dare you. I dare you to do it again 2 weeks in a row. The New York Giants will be going up against the Los Angeles Chargers. And Daniel Jones is once again most likely going to be out for this game. Probably for the best. I mean, if he is the quarterback for next year, might as well keep him healthy because there's nothing happening this year. But Mike Glennon also is in concussion protocol. So we are about to see Jake from State Farm. Jake Fromm, the quarterback out of Georgia. He is going to be probably the quarterback for the Giants going into the Week 14 game against the LA Chargers. And
you trust a quarterback from Georgia? Did you not just see what happened against Alabama?
30-13. I have the Chargers winning this one.
Yeah, you had the Giants scoring 13. Damn.
Look, if Mike Glennon can put up 9, I believe.
At least, hey, you know what? At least he'll have good good insurance there.
I fucking hate my team.
All right, from Nick's suffering to my suffering. The only highlight was Marlon Davis. I think he was like our first or second round pick last year. He picked off Brady, and it was a pick six for 3 yards, but it was a pick six nonetheless. It was a pick six, and they were only down 20-17, and yeah, I'm gonna have like a stroke with this team, honestly. Or I'm just gonna choke them out. Actually, never. They do it themselves. Anyway, as much as I wanted to pick Carolina to lose to Atlanta, especially with Newton being just god-awful, and McCaffrey's not there, and their defense is okay, everything says I should pick Atlanta, but you know what? I can't, because you want to know why? If I do pick Atlanta, they'll choke or they'll lose. I am picking the Carolina Panthers to win 24-20 over the Atlanta Falcons.
We move on to the wild card picks, and I will have another AFC West showdown. The Kansas City Chiefs going up against the Las Vegas Raiders. Honestly, I picked all the good games at this point. I got to the wild card pick. I was like, shit, there's not really that many good games left. Do I really want to pick the Saints going up against the Jets? No. So I went with the Chiefs going up against the Raiders. Why did I pick this game? Well, first of all, the Chiefs are going to win this game 38-20. And Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, hard to believe that just 5 weeks ago we were questioning what was wrong with them. You know, were they even going to make the playoffs? Are they even the same team anymore? Was the contract to Mahomes a mistake? Like, come on.
Yeah,
this team, that escalated quickly because this team turned it right around. Their defense, probably the biggest storyline of the season is the fact that their defense, after Kansas City did nothing, absolutely nothing at the trade deadline to really help this defense in any way, shape, or form, this defense just all of a sudden clicked, and they have been playing absolutely phenomenal for these last couple weeks. Patrick Mahomes coming off a 400-yard game last week. I'll get into that a little bit more in my 2-point, but Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs are bouncing back huge. I do think at this given point, because to me, I'm sorry, New England, you've had a very great season, but you're not the number one team in the AFC. I know you currently have that number one AFC seed, but you're not the number one team in the AFC. I don't think you finished with that slot. Baltimore just lost to Pittsburgh, so everybody in that AFC North is just very up and down. But I do think that the Kansas City Chiefs have managed to turn everything around, and they're probably, in my opinion, going to end up with this number one seed now at the end of the season. So, great job by this Kansas City Chiefs team, and like I said, I'll get more into Patrick Mahomes in the 2-point.
All right, so my wild card is two teams that are only separated by one game, and that is the Cincinnati Bengals and the Niners. And the Niners are 7-5. Talk about the Cardinals being a quiet 10-2. I did not know the Niners were 7-5. I didn't know that. And they got impressive wins against the Rams in Seattle last week. Or no, I think they lost to Seattle last week, actually. But it was still a good game. Maybe I'll get my preseason picks after all. I don't know. I'm not holding out hope. But at the end of the day, I do have the Bengals still winning this game because I believe more in Joe Burrow than really any other quarterback on that team. Maybe Trey Lance, but it looks like they fizzled out and they're just going to keep Garoppolo until his contract expires, or who knows. I don't know what this Niners team's doing, but at the end of the day, they're just going with whatever Debo does. But I still have the Bengals winning this one. I think it's going to be close. I have the Bengals winning this one 27-24 over San Francisco. I think it's going to be probably one of the better games this week, but we'll see what happens. I think, it's hard. I want to pick the Niners because they're the better defense, but I still got to go with the quarterback, and that's Joe Burrow.
So those are our picks for the week, guys. Here are all of our other picks that we didn't talk about. If there's a game in here that you want to see what we had to say about it, go ahead and pause it and laugh about our pick. But these are our other picks of the week. Eventually, I'll have like a script for that. We move on to the 2-point conversions of the week. And as I said, I was going to talk a little bit more about Patrick Mahomes. Now, last week, Patrick Mahomes had a 400-yard passing game against who they play? Denver? Yeah, the Denver Broncos. They absolutely stomped all over that Denver Bronco team, who has also been, kind of decent all season. But Patrick Mahomes having a 400-yard game. Now, I tried to do a little bit of research. I know, it's crazy. I tried to do research before making picks. But I tried. Google didn't help me out a whole lot. I wanted to see who was the last quarterback to have back-to-back 400-yard games. Apparently, that was too much for Google to handle. So, but 400-yard games are not very common, especially it's becoming a little bit more common in today's NFL, I guess, but a 400-yard game is excellence, basically, in the NFL. It used to be 300. I would say 350 is still excellence. 325, 350 is still excellence in a game. 400 is just you had a great game. And if Patrick Mahomes can do that in back-to-back weeks, 400-yard games. I don't know who the last quarterback to do that was, but according to Google, the fact that Google gave me a list of all the 400-yard passing games in NFL history, I feel like back-to-back games aren't all that frequent. So I'm going with it as a bold prediction. Patrick Mahomes will do it. He will have back-to-back 400-yard games as he will torch the Las Vegas Raiders defense for 400 yards in his second consecutive week.
I mean, maybe he might be the first. Maybe that's why. Maybe it's because he would be the first.
I doubt it would be the first.
All right, my 2 point is going back to my game of the week with the Rams and the Cardinals, and mine is these two offenses. I mean, I know I talk about the Rams defense. I think the defense of the Rams will make the last stop. That's why I have them winning. But both these teams' offenses are just absolutely amazing. I think the Cardinals have the better offense because they have really, outside of Hopkins, they still have a lot more spread out talent, where I think the Rams are a little top heavy. Nonetheless, I think that Matthew Stafford and Kyler Murray are going to go ballistic together at the same time. I think they will combine, both of them will combine for over 700 total offensive yards and 7 touchdowns. And me saying that means it's going to be just like that Monday night game.
I'd like to remind you that
7-0.
This is Kyler Murray's second week back off of injury, and last week he only threw for like 120 something. So,
and you know what? I'm sticking to my guns still.
All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed our Week 14 picks. Like I said, Ben did currently take the lead in the bet that is still yet to be named because it is a secret going up until the Super Bowl special. But Ben did take the lead 140 to 138, but like I keep saying, there are still a lot of points to be scored. Even when we get to the end of the regular season, there will still be a lot of points yet to be scored. So it is not over by any means, but Ben has been slowly coming back all season because this is his first lead, I believe, all season.
For a while.
So
no, I think I had it like
you
week
might have had
four,
it very early, but this is his first lead in a while. So, and now I'm getting a little nervous. But, guys, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in Week 15. Like I said, there will be more videos coming up in between our Thursday picks. But for now, I will see you guys next Thursday for the Week 15 picks. Ben, is there anything you want to say before we head out?
Just a quick shout out to my girlfriend right now. She just got her wisdom teeth pulled out, all 4 of them. So I love you. Be safe. And obviously, she hopefully listens to me and not do too much. But
does she even watch our videos?
Sometimes she does, honestly.
Oh, nice.
Although she says she watched it because of me, not you. So I'll take that.
I don't expect her to be watching the videos for me, Ben. That'd be a little. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great one.
I can't with you.
Peace.